Hi everyone and welcome back to Mad About Cards and Crafts. Today I am so excited to share this card with you because two of my worlds are colliding. I love florals and I love critters, and today I'm able to use both of them on one card. I hope you love this card as much as I do. I'm using products from LDRS Creative. This is from their recent release. It's called Garden Friends. It has some cute little birds and some frogs and some other accessories. This is called Garden Edge Slimline. There are several beautiful sentiments. If you want to pause this and read, you are absolutely wonderful. Sending you hugs and many kisses. One friend can change your whole life. Those are just a few of the sentiments. From the same company, I have Pretty Patterns Slimline, and I'm using the largest die, which is the heart die. So I have that beautiful 8 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch card panel. I did cut it out using Nina Solar White 80-pound cardstock, and I am going to put this gorgeous Garden's Edge Slimline stamp onto my paper and pick it up with the door of my Misty. I'll be using some Black Raven ink. It is a hybrid ink from Brutus Monroe, and it is watercolor and Copic color friendly. I'm going to be doing some Copic coloring today. I'm using some different Copic color combinations. I'm going to show you a little bit of the coloring, not all of it, but I thought that since I did color this card that it was important for me to share some of it with you. I use the Sandy Allnock hex chart. I absolutely love it. It allows me to choose color combinations that my little mind might not choose, and so I did that with this. I kind of went off the chart a little bit. Well, not necessarily. I am using the hex chart, but I did go off the reservation and used a lot of different color combinations that I haven't used before. I chose to use the sentiment that says you are absolutely wonderful. I did take the stamps from the Garden Friends stamp, stamp set. So I did take the frogs that I'm using, the birds and the snails. I made sure that I kind of like laid those stamps out so that I knew what I could use and what would and wouldn't impede my sentiment, because I did want to make sure I had one of those beautiful sentiments on this card. Those sentiments, the script is absolutely beautiful. Some of the other sentiments are hello, lovely, friends, a friend like you is one of a kind, love you, XOXO. It's a beautiful stamp set. So let's jump into our Copic coloring. Our first Copic color combination, and I will try to link as many of the combinations as I can or list them in the description box below. I'm using B6 as my darkest marker, B24 as my midtone, and B16 as my lightest marker. So I did start out with my B6 and added my shadowing in between those wings on the back of his head, where the wing meets the head and the back of the body. And then I will come back in a little bit later and do that left wing. I'll blend it out using the B24 marker, and once I extend those lines and blend that out, you're going to see that I'm going to have some white space, and I will fill in that white space with my B16 marker. I will color the wing on the left the exact same way, and then I'll do it all over again, reinforcing those colors and adding a little bit more depth to this cute little bird. I love the whimsical feel of this stamp set. I have to tell you that when I saw Angie Hunn is the owner of LDRS Creative, and I love to watch her release videos. And so I was watching her release video and my jaw just dropped. Not only does she have a fantastic design team, a couple of my friends are on that design team, and it's just amazing the work that they do with her stamps. But I was watching, and I just couldn't believe how beautiful this collection was. I wanted everything. There's a limitation to what I can have, and so I got what I could get, and I'm still wishing that I had some of the things that I don't. I think that we're all a little bit that way. Each collection, especially this past year, Angie has just knocked it out of the park with her releases, with her dies. I just purchased some dies over at HSN that are just incredible. She is doing lovely work over there. she has a Facebook page. I am not affiliated with LDRS Creative in any way, shape, or form, but I do just really love her stuff. And so head over to her Facebook page, like her Instagram account if you want to subscribe to that. As I said, she has talented designers over there, beautiful cards, beautiful products. I will link what I've used in the description box below. I got mine over at the Not Too Shabby Shop from Jamie, and what she has in the store, I will link, and then what she doesn't, I will also link probably to scrapbook.com, and those will be affiliate links. Unfortunately, I don't have an affiliate link to LDRS Creative, but let's get back to our coloring. I did color in the chest of the bird with some cool gray markers. I shaded with a C3 and a C1, and then I did leave some white space. For this frog, I went with another different combination than what I've used before. These marker caps are up on the screen. I started with a G94, and that is what I'm using right here. It is my darkest color for my shadowing, and then I will blend that out with a YG63. When I have the white space, the little bit of white space, I fill it in with a G21. And then for his belly, I'm going to use some E markers. So I'm going to use let's think about this. An E34 is going to be my darkest. I'll go around his full belly. I try to blend it out with an E30, but there's just too much disparity between there. So I do end up bringing in an E31. So I'll go over the belly again with that E34, blend it out with an E31, and that E30 is going to be in the center, and it's beautiful. I really like that combination. What I tried to do with this floral is I decided I typically go towards bright colors and summer colors, and I thought that I would go with some warmer colors on this card. And I went with different color combinations. I usually don't use rust colors, and I did use teal on some of the flowers, and they were combinations, as I said, that I've never used before. Those combinations, I did add some of the colors from like the frog. So I did use some of the same colored markers to color up the ferns and to color some of the leaves that are in the background of this beautiful floral. And then you can see that I colored my lilies with more of a rosy colored combination, and here I'm going to show you the one floral that my hand was not completely in the way. I start with my E9 marker, that is my darkest marker, and I go in between all of the petals. So I'm going to start by going around all of the petals, just the edges, and I'll go around the center where the seeds would be, and I'm going to just use that dark marker around that little circle area. Once I finish with that, I'll come in with my second marker, which is my mid-tone. The cap's on the screen. It's a YR marker, and I'm going to do some flicking. So I flick from the center out, and I'm going to leave white space at the edge of my petals. And once I finish with this and I stop knocking over my caps, I will come in with my lightest marker and I will fill in those petals. I'll go from the edge of the petal backwards and I'll blend it in. And then I'm going to bring back in that E9 marker to reinforce some of the shadowing that I lost in the blending. And I will also flick out now from the center just a little bit with that darker marker to get the depth. For the center where the seeds are, I used something off the wall that I just picked. I wanted to bring in some of that teal color, so I took the lightest teal color, which was a BG70, and I colored the entire center. So when I get to the coloring of that center, it will already be colored with a BG70, and then I bring in like a G24 because I wanted to bring in a little bit of green as well, and I blended it back out with that B70 marker, and I really love the way that that looks. I love that color combination. You would never think that they go together, but it worked, and I liked that it did, and I'm super happy that I tried it. All right, so that's the coloring. That's what I'm leaving you with as far as coloring. Again, I'll try to link as many of the combinations in the description box below. I'm using my black gel pen and I'm adding some dots to those lilies. I wanted to make them look a little bit like tiger lilies. I didn't want to bring it all the way to the end. There are many lilies where it's just in the center, and that's where I put mine. I'm adding some white gel pen and to the center of that mum. And I'm going to glue my little bird inside the bird bath and add the umbrella to the hand of my frog. I will off camera add foam tape. You know I'm bringing in foam tape. There's no shimmer and shine on this card, but there is dimension. I cut that gray card panel an 1/8 of an inch larger than my 8 1/4 by 3 1/4 inch panel right there. So I have an 1/8 of an inch of the gray showing, plus I have the gray showing underneath the hearts. And then I do have a top folding slimline that's 8 1/2 by 3 1/2. It does have that little bit of a white border to that. I'm going to add my little critters on right here. I have removed the release tape from the back of those. And once I get these on, this whimsical, floral, wonderful card is going to be finished. I hope you love this card as much as I do. I was so excited to share this with you. I was giddy when I was putting this together. This made my heart so incredibly happy. Again, take a look at LDRS Creative. They are just doing some wonderful things over there. This was just fun. This was a lot of fun to play with. I will be back again on the Possum Stamps YouTube channel on Monday, sharing a card over there. So I hope you'll head over there and take a look. And then I'll be back on Thursday with another project from Brutus Monroe. I want to thank you so much for watching today, for supporting me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe and ring the bell so that you're notified when I do upload a video. Here's a close-up look at my card. I hope you have a fabulous day.